and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Rebecca Barancic, and I am filling in for Rabbi Mangold this evening. She is so sorry to miss this special night as we start the celebrations of Harley becoming a bar mitzvah, and I know she is thinking of you, if not actually watching on the live stream. Maybe we shall wave, hi, Rabbi. But she's not feeling well, so I'll do my best to fill her shoes, but I have Harley at my side helping out, and of course we are so lucky that Joyce is here playing beautiful music and giving us even more spirituality that way, so thank you, Joyce. We are going to begin celebrating Harley becoming bar mitzvah with Hine Matov, how good it is that we are all together on this Shabbat, and that is on page 8.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד.
And with that, we will have our candle blessing. We will light the candles, and I invite Harley and Lloyd and Abria Firestone all to come up to light the candles. And we are on page 4 for the candle blessing.
There you go. Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehatlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. to page 6 for the Kiddush, for blessing over the wine. And Harley is still here, and I'll invite Seth, Megan, and Ella to come up and lead us in the Kiddush, page 6.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotov v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu zikaron lama'aseh bereshit ki hu yom tehillah lemikra kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim l'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
We'll now turn to page 9 for Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi, we welcome the Shabbat bride into our congregation. And there's a sweet note here. I love this prayer book. I hope everyone got the Mishkan Tefillah for youth. I love this book because it really says a lot. It makes great points, even for us who are no longer part of the youth. Think about it, that Judaism teaches us to welcome the stranger, and we can think about the ways that we welcome strangers, and if there are any strangers in our sanctuary today, we hope you know that you're actually among friends, and we hope we all get a chance to meet you. So we'll be singing verses 1, 2, and 9, and when we get to verse 9, as is our custom, if you're comfortable, you'll stand up at your seat and turn around to face the door as if you are bringing this Sabbath bride into our midst. Page 9.
La 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 Lecha Dodi La 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 Likrat Kala La 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 Pnei Shabbat Pnei Shabbat Lekabela Shamor v'zachor B'dirbur echad Ishmianu El HaMyuchad Adonai echad U'shemo echad L'shem tiferet v'litila Lai 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 Lecha Dodi La 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 Likrat P'nei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat V'chul v'nelcha Ki mekor Avraham Merosh mikedem Nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'makashava Tehila Likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela
Please rise if you're able.
Boi v'shalom Ateret balam Gam b'simcha uv'tola Tokemuneh Am segula Boi chala Boi chala Lai 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 lecha dodi Lai 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 likrat kala Lai 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 P'nei Shabbat P'nei Shabbat nekabela
Please remain standing, and we'll turn to page 20 for the Chetzi Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba Be'alma divrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho beit Israel Ba'agala uv'izman kariv Ve'yemru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabba mevarach Le'alam al me'almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitba'ar V'yitraman V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalah Shmei Kudasha Brihu Leila Mimkol Drchata V'shirata Tub Shvechata V'nehemata Damin Rambe Alma Ve'yamru Amen.
And we turn to page 22 for our call to worship the Baruch Hu.
Yada-dai-dai-dai, 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 yada-dai-dai-dai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed Le'olam va'ed Yada-dai-dai-dai 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 Yada-dai-dai-dai.
Please turn to page 29. God, you gave us the Torah to show us that you love us. May it always be a friend at our side. The Torah is our teacher. It tells us what's right and what's wrong. It shows us how to live good lives. Be with us always when we study Torah. Be with us always when we try to live good lives. We praise you, eternal God, who gave the Jewish people the Torah. It is your special gift to us. It is the gift of your love.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
And heart, sorry, I don't know how to do this, sorry. Oops, microphone's not on. Harley is going to lead us in the Shema next, which is on page 34, but I'd like to invite all of the youth, and I don't mean those of us who are young at heart, but truly the youth in the congregation to come up to the stairs and join us while we all say the Shema together. So if you're 18 or younger, come join us. Perfect. We'll hear Harley read it, and then we'll all sing together.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Malhuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Ha'ed.
You may be seated. Please turn to page 37. How do we love God? We love God when we do good deeds each day. Help us, God, to show your love in every way. How do we love God with all our hearts? We love God with all our hearts when we love other people. Help us, God, to respect everyone, to speak kind words, to listen well. How do we love God with all our minds? We love God with all our minds when we study Torah. Help us, God, to learn your Torah. How do we love God with all our strength? We love God when we share what we have. Helping others is the way we love God with all our strength. Help us, God, to be people who give the tzedakah. Eternal our God, we want to show you we love you through all your deeds. May our love make the world a better place, the kind of world you meant it to be when you created us.
Perfect, thank you. Let's turn to the next page for Mi Chamocha, page 38.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? nehedar v'kodesh, nora tehilot, oh sefelech, nora tehilot, oh sefelech. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai?
All right, now you feel sufficiently warmed up, and we're ready for the heart of our prayer, the tefillah. It starts on page 46, but first I'm going to invite Harley back up here to lead us in the prayer on page 47. He does not know that I have just done that. There you go. It's a very good sport.
I cannot see the wind at all or hold it in my hands, and yet I know there is wind because it swirls in the sand. I know there is a wondrous wind because I glimpse its power. Whenever it bends low a tree or sways the smallest flower, and God is very much like this, invisible as air. I cannot touch or see God, yet I know God is there, because I glimpse God's wondrous works and goodness everywhere. Pray as everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you.
Beautiful. And we'll all rise now as we say the tefillah, starting on page 46 and subsequent pages.
Adonai sefaitai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imoteinu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol. וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מקיים הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מקיים הכל ברחמים רבים, סומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומשמיע ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקיים הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעלו הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Yasher Toach. You may be seated. You may be seated. I guess my mic isn't working. was great. No, I'm not supposed to say that, but that was great. We turn to our Hoda'ah prayer, which is our prayer of gratitude. A lot of you know we say in Hebrew, Todah, thank you. So the Hoda'ah prayer is our prayer for gratitude, and I want to invite you all to take a moment with the people around you, or silently to yourself, or out loud to yourself, to think about some of the things that you are grateful for, and then we'll come back in a minute and share as you feel comfortable. Anybody care to shout out something that you are grateful for?
Yeah.
You're all here
Amen.
together. Yes, amen. Great to have all the, oh. That's okay. Anyone else want to shout out? Yes, April. Oh, very nice. Just in case people on the live stream couldn't hear you, which I know they couldn't, April said that she's grateful to be here with the Firestone family and to have had a great bar mitzvah class, b'nai mitzvah class. And here we are wrapping it up. Was there another hand in the, yes. 4 years. Wow. Oh, so nice. Such a blessing to have you here, your whole family. Not having seen your daughter in 4 years. It's been a long 4 years. Well, wonderful. With all of that gratitude in our hearts, let us turn to page, did I lose it? Page 59. Let's read together at the top of the page. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. And in the Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'cha na'eh lehodot. We turn to page 60 for our first prayer for peace. Shalom Rav. Page 60.
Shalom, shalom Rav al Yisrael, Amcha ta'asim le'olam. Shalom, shalom Rav al Yisrael, Amcha ta'asim le'olam. Ki atah hu melech adon, l'cho hashalom, l'cho hashalom. Ki atah hu melech adon, l'cho hashalom. Shalom, shalom Rav al Israel, Amcha ta'asim le'olam. Shalom, shalom Rav al Israel, Amcha ta'asim le'olam. V'tov be'enecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom, shalom Rav al Israel, Amcha ta'asim le'olam. Shalom, shalom Rav al Israel, Amcha ta'asim le'olam.
We turn to page 124 now for the Misha Berach prayer. This is the prayer where we wish for the healing of body and soul of our loved ones. And we also remember to help their caretakers as well who need our support. In particular, this week we are praying for these members of our TBE family: Carolyn Arakaki, Leah Brady, Sorrel Carter, Ruth Cohen, Alan Davis, Rachel Dorison, Rick Edmonds, Janet Gordon, Jamie Joslin, Marjorie Mitchell, Joel Newberg, Jessica Pierce, Michael ben Yaakov of Pisha, Tzvi Dov ben Binyamin Vishendel, Lisa Starks, Nina Villalobos, and Julie Weaver. We're also keeping these relatives and friends close in our hearts: Janice Anderson Graham, Madeline Arabia, Bruce Badner, Claire Elizabeth Brady, Patty Bregman, Michael Buchholz, Mariah Scar Cordoso, Rusty Cluck, Murray Cohen, Wendy Cohen, Elisa Freeman, Robert Friedman, Jordana Fuller, Robert Gilner, Stephen Goldstein, Julie Mendel Hoffman, Stephen Kerr, Goran Kitchik, Bruce Kramer, Nancy Lambert, Frida Sarah Levin, Mark Lyman, Sue Mangold, Angela Merceret, Robert Joseph Pratt, David Michael Prinz, Betty Schroeder, Ron Seidel, Lori Sarah, Stan Silverberg, Eva Simons, Deanza Smith, Trish Speakman, Liviana Sulzer, Lida Tate, Eugenia Wands, Nancy Scher Weiss, Matthew Sternberg Yee, and Harvey Zanger. I'm sure you are also thinking of some loved ones this Shabbat. Please keep them in your hearts as we together sing the Misha Berach prayer, page 124.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBraha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBraha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing, with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Let's take a few moments of silent prayer, Tfilat Halev, the prayer of our hearts, and we'll spend a moment thinking to ourselves, and then when we come back, we'll be on page 62 for Osei Shalom.
Osei Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, ve'akol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, Amen. Ya la 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 la. Shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, ve'akol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, Amen.
Let's spend a few minutes talking about the Torah. We're nearing the end of the entire Torah scroll. So as you'll see if you come tomorrow, when Harley reads from the Torah, it's a little bit lopsided. It's quite lopsided. We're in the last of the 5 books, so you'll see it's going to be very weighted this way. And I don't know who you have lifting up the Torah, but that will be quite a fun challenge because it's very imbalanced. So at this point in our reading, we're in the book of Deuteronomy, the very last book. We call it in Hebrew Dvarim. The Israelites have been wandering around in the desert for how many years? 40 years. Can you imagine how hot and tired they must be? And now they're nearing the land of Israel, which we sometimes call the Promised Land because God promised it to Abraham back in the beginning of the Torah when it was lopsided in the other direction. What else do we call the land of Israel? The land of milk and honey. Doesn't that sound nice? Some milk and some honey, just add a little tea bag and we're all set. Sounds lovely. But still, even though it would probably be a relief to get there after all those years of roaming around, it's probably both exciting and a little scary to go to a new place. The Israelites don't really know what it will be like or who their neighbors will be. They don't know what the food will be like. They don't even know what the weather is. Because this is before social media. So can you think of times, and I especially want to hear from the young people here if they feel like talking, can you think of times when you were about to try something new? Or can you think of maybe something new coming up this week? Anybody? Is there anything going on this week? I'm not sure, I'm older. Is school starting this week?
August 10th.
August 10th. Yeah, that's this coming week. Kids, did you know school is starting this week? Maybe we didn't want to talk about it because it's Shabbat. But also the rest of us. I'm sure you've tried some new things recently, or maybe you're about to try something new. Anybody have anything new going on? Yes. First plane ride. So tell us, how did that feel beforehand?
Very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, very nerve-wracking. How did he do?
That's good.
That's good to know. Right, have you had anyone else? Yes. Whoa, you won 2 medals. And how did you feel before that? You felt good already? Confident youth. Right, I think, we tend to get a little nervous, a little excited. Maybe some of you who are about to start a new school this year, maybe you've got that excited and nervous feeling. I know I teach at USF, and every new semester I get a little jitters in my tummy, even though I've been doing it forever. So sometimes new things make us a little nervous. But what can we learn from these Israelites about how to deal with that first day of school jitters, or whatever else you have, first plane ride, first baby for that matter? That might make you a little nervous. Well, what did the Israelites do? With Moses' help, they learned first, as we see in this week's Parsha, they learned all the rules, all the what should we do and what should we not do when they get to the land of Israel. So being prepared is definitely important. How many of you are going to your meet and greet with the teacher? Is anybody going to a meet and greet? Or did you already do that? You are going? Yeah. Are you excited? That's a great way to get ready for school. Is anybody buying new school supplies? Am I the only one buying school supplies? Oh, there we go. B is buying some school supplies, or B's dad is buying some school supplies. Right? Is it fun? You find out which of your friends are going to be in class with you. Right? If you're going on an airplane, I bet you read a few things about how to keep your baby happy on the plane. And you, of course, got a lot of preparation before your event. Right? These are all ways that we're just like the Israelites, getting ready. And the second thing, though, is we have to know we're never alone, even when we go to a new place. The Israelites will have each other, and they will have God. And when we try new things, we're really lucky if we have our friends and family too. And even if our friends and family aren't with us, we still have God right by our side. So, like the Israelites, we're never alone either. As we get closer to the new school year and all the other new beginnings, I hope you will all remember to be prepared and that you know you are never alone. Shabbat Shalom. I'm now going to invite Harley's whole family. So everyone who would like to come up to the bima, including Harley, to open the ark as we turn to page 130 for the Aleinu prayer. This is an easy one.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula lo yotzer breshit, shelo asanu kagoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishpahot hadama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam. Va'anaknu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu Kene'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
We now turn to the mitzvah of memory, where we remember those we've lost in recent days and weeks and in this season in years past. If you hear the name of your loved one as I read this list, I invite you to stand at your seat if you're comfortable. And after I read the list, I'll invite you to also add any names of those loved ones that you're thinking of this Shabbat. And then we will all say the Mourner's Kaddish together as one community, which will be on page 134. This week, we were very sad to lose Debbie Howell, who passed away just a couple of days ago, and her funeral was today. And you've probably seen information on the Shivas that will be this weekend at Temple. We also remember the recent passing of Larry Simmons and Renee Ross. We're also keeping these loved ones in our hearts as these are their yahrzeits this Shabbat. Janet Allisworth, Rosa Ina Siegel Argentar, Lillian Baker, Doreen Ben, Abraham Breen, Ronald Brown, Debbie Freeman Englander, Benjamin Feldman, Howard Fink, Abraham Fortunoff, Selma Gerson, Mel Gross, Elaine Grossman, Rosalie Height, Fern Reed Hayden, Thomas Kramer, J.M. Lieberman, Josephine Lipinski, Leo London, Anita Newman, Albert Quillen Perry, Bessie Rosenbluth, Louis Rubel, Eugene Sembler, Ruth Simon, Cecil Solomon, Sandy Tobman, Wallace Wernick, Jenny White, David Wilson, Jack Young. There are others you're thinking of. I invite you to stand at your seat and say their name out loud if you are comfortable. Thank you. Anybody else? Thank you. Let's all rise as one community as we say the words of Kaddish together as one community. Page 134. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. V'yalma divrach chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. B'agala v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mavarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramah v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha barichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Da'miram b'yalma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chaim alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramah. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen.
Amen.
And we now come to our, you may be seated, sorry. We come to our closing prayer, which is Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. I just gave you half of the words. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kulam.
Correct. I think we have to do announcements first, right? Or no announcements? Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Sorry,
We've changed our custom and don't have announcements anymore.
Andy. Okay.
I'll just say it out loud. But before we do that, I will once again say a big mazel tov the whole Firestone family, and especially you, Harley. It was just a privilege to be here with you. I know this wasn't exactly planned, but it was an honor for me, and I think for everyone else in the temple to have you up here tonight, Harley, and thank you, Joyce, as always. And so we will sing Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. If you're not sure of all the words, just pretend.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu Ve'al Kol Ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu Ve'al Kol Ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kulam.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Thank you.